Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. So, we know that a number of things were announced by the DWP yesterday, and there are those who believe that the reason why they announced everything on the same day is to try and put people off their guard so that they can get things through that might get missed. Well, that's not going to happen because I'm going to try and give you everything that they've come out with. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do, because if they're going to try and get things out in bulk, then I'm going to go through everything in detail with you so that you can be sure that you're not going to miss anything. So yesterday there were two main things that they announced, and I'm going to be talking about both of those today. I'm going to be going through them not in fine detail, but I'm going to be going through the main points of it, and then I'm going to leave links to the documents down in the description below as I usually do, so that you can then read them through at your leisure. So we'll get to the first one, which is about the Pathways to Work green paper, or the Pathways to Work consultation, should we say, which had a number of people actually took part in this survey, or whatever they wanted to call it, and there's some interesting figures and findings in there which I'm going to go through. So let's take a look at that first. Right, so this is the government response to the Pathways to Work consultation. Now this is the executive summary, but as I say, it's a very long document, so I'll leave the link to this in the description below. The consultation ran from the 18th of March to the 30th of June, and in total received 47,000, well, nearly 48,000 responses. 14,700 of these were direct responses to our consultation questions. 33,000 were sent in response to the consultation, but which answered questions not asked by the consultation. So I'm now going to take you to the breakdown of the responses so that you can see what people were talking about. In total, the consultation received 47,000 responses. 14,000 were direct responses via email, post or via online form, in addition to direct responses to our consultation. We also received 32,000 responses from a single campaigning platform, which put 2 surveys asking its own questions to its members, 367 postcards via postcard campaign, 65 individual responses via a petition. Okay, so respondent type, you had 46,354 individuals and 511 charities or organisations. Representation from disabled people, as you can see there, identified as having a health condition or disability, or receiving or having received PIP, that's 21,500. Did not identify a health condition or disability, 8,500, and did not specify 17,900. It then goes on to talk about the questions that were asked. Now I'm not going to go through all the questions, but it just gives you an idea of how each question was broken down. So this first one, what further steps could the DWP take to make sure the benefit system supports people while trying to work without the worry that it may affect their benefit entitlement? This question received 8,000 responses. Respondents most commonly suggested the offer of flexible support and benefit adjustments through trial work periods, and tapering benefits as earnings rise would provide further reassurance. 20%. Many highlighted the importance of maintaining and building upon financial support offered to disabled individuals, 16%. And it does break it down here as well. So you've got flexible support was the highest count of 16,000, financial support for disabled workers 12,000, employer accountability for disabled workers 11,000, recognising that not everyone can work 1,116, a safety net for employment trials 978. So it basically just breaks it down into what people voted for with each different question. So that's just a brief overview of it. Obviously they said there's more to it, so you can take a read through that at your leisure. But one of the things that came out of this was the fact that Pat McFadden said there's not going to be a white paper, that basically these things, the recommendations, are going to be put through individually. Now again, a lot of people are saying the reason they're doing this is so that it will confuse people, so that they'll say, well, this is happening now, this is happening now, this is happening, and it will confuse people. Well, it won't do, because I'm going to make sure that it doesn't. I'm going to make sure that I give you guys fair warning of everything that's going to happen, so that you can speak to your MP if you feel that you need to, or do whatever you feel you need to do to highlight the issue, if it's a good or a bad, whatever it might be. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every time something does get announced, I'm going to be talking about it on here. So just to make sure that you're all kept in the loop, if you know what I mean. So that's the first document, and as I said before, it's not going to go to a white paper. So some believe that that's because the government doesn't feel that it can get a whole white paper through Parliament again after the whole green paper fiasco. So what they're going to do is do it individually. So you might be things like people under the age of 22 getting PIP. That might get put through separately according to other things as well. So but I will keep you in the loop if anything like that does happen. Next, of course, is the Sir Stephen Timms terms of reference. Now I'm a little bit surprised that they've only just announced, because also they did announce who's going to be chairing the committee and all of the people who are going on behind the scenes. They also announced a kind of expression of interest, if you like, of people who wanted to take part. I'm going to leave a link to that as well down in the description below, so that you can keep an eye on that, and if you want to take part you can go through that link. But basically the terms of reference is there to tell people what the kind of things they're going to be looking at. Now I'm going to show you the easy read version, because the full version is just a load of waffle. So I'm going to show you the easy read version, which I'm going to leave a link to again in the description below. So let's take a quick look at that as well. Right, so this is the Timms review of PIP, and this is the easy reading version. So it goes through basic things like what is a health condition, why do we need to do a review, and of course the usual things come out. The number of disabled people is going up every year. There's a lot of young people, disabled people and people with mental health conditions. We think that more than 4 million people will get help from PIP by 2030. This will cost the government a lot of money. The government wants to make sure that they are spending money in the best way possible. They have decided again to look at PIP. The new government want to look at all of PIP. They want to make sure it supports people to live as independently as possible. Independently means doing some things by yourself and some things with some support. The review is not looking at stopping spending money on PIP. PIP will still be a health and disability benefit for people who need it. Who will do the review? Stephen Timms will work together with lots of different people, disabled people, organisations, people who work in the health and care sector, social care support and people like that. What will the team look at? They will look at if the money from PIP helps to support people and helps people to live independently. Checking the PIP assessment looks at the right things. People who have an assessment when they ask for PIP, this is a check about how disability or health condition affects someone's everyday life. Making sure the PIP assessment is fair and gives the right support. The review will check if PIP assessment is fair, if it means decisions are made in the same way for everyone. Being fair will make sure people get the right support. Getting the right support means getting PIP can help some people get other benefits too, and these benefits might help with things like support to work. Of course, they've got to mention that as well. Now, as I said, that's the easy read version, which I'm going to leave a link to, but if you go on the Gov website you can look at the full version with all the waffle in it if you want to. So those are two of the things that have come out about this, and of course one of the third things was the expression of interest for the Timms review. So they were the three main things that were talked about yesterday, and I don't think there's necessarily any cause for worry about any of them, because obviously even though the Pathways to Work consultation has ended, it's going to take a little while before they start to try and put things through Parliament. So there's a little bit of time there, and as I said before, I will make you aware before those things happen, so that if you do want to talk about them, or if you want to contact your MP and talk to them about them, then you have time to do so. Sorry this video was a bit long, but I needed to get all that kind of stuff in. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about all of this. If you've got this far, please do subscribe, and I will see you next time.